Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular, so you can connect with all your family members this holiday season. You could even call your aunt, who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Get the gift of connection at US Cellular. Get any phone free today. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
We value human connection with fewer distractions. US Cellular, built for us. Visit your US Cellular authorized agent, Cellular Advantage, located at 918 South Locust Street in Glenwood.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Running backs galore today on SB Fantasy Football Podcast. And welcome to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave. What's up, buddy?
You know what? Just living the dream, brother.
I'm telling you.
Just, a squirrel trying to get that nut.
Every day is closer. Every day is closer to football season. Oh my god,
so close!
It is. It's sneaking up.
Like 80-something days or something like that.
Try 78.
Oh my gosh!
And that's not even when this thing drops. This is going to drop tomorrow. Well, I guess tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, it's so close. And today we're talking about running backs, PPR format. We're going to do some rankings here. We're going to do top 30.
Top 30
per requested.
And you said we're doing it all in one episode?
We're knocking this
just
out,
one
baby.
Big, massive.
One big old one Indian, man. Just
all right.
Just pounding away. And if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Welcome to the show.
Probably noticed the table and the camera shook a little bit there until you started humping it.
And if you're listening to audio only on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah. So let's get into it. You want to go first? You want me to go first? Who's going to kick this bad boy off?
Number 30.
Number 30, Brian Robinson from the Washington Commanders.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man. Like,
you're going to kill me when I tell you who my number 30 is.
He's a guy, right? And someone's got to lead it out there.
I got him a little bit higher.
Okay.
Just only 2 spots, and that's what we'll do. We'll talk about that. How you have him? How you have him at 30? He's just a guy, right? Number
he's
30.
He's a guy. He's
flex material at this point.
Antonio Gibson's still out there, but Ron Rivera does not like Gibson for whatever reason. And I think Brian Robinson really showed a lot last year after getting shot like 40 times, and then coming back.
That guy's a legend.
Coming to the clubhouse like 3 days later because he owed snacks.
Yeah.
Showed up with a bunch of Oreo cookies.
Snack day.
He was like, I'm not missing snack day. I got to bring snacks.
That guy's cool.
So,
just for doing that, he's cool.
Yeah.
Number 30th, I got free agent Dalvin Cook because I don't know what team he's going to be on.
You got him at 30.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I've told everybody about this as well. I don't know where he's going. So depending on the team, he might not be in the top 30. I mean, he's number one in my heart, but I put him at 30 because he's not on the team.
I can't picture a team for him to go on to that he's not going to finish top 30.
I'm here to get the people just talking.
Hey.
I got to hear people.
I'll throw it out there. Even if you put him on the Bears, he's finishing in the top 30, and that team sucks.
There you go. So I right now have him designated at 30. As we get closer to the season, we'll do our top 200. We'll also do probably revamp our running backs in the future. And right now I just got him throwing it. I couldn't not rank him.
I'll talk about him later because I have him ranked a lot higher.
Yeah, there you go.
At number 29, I got James Conner. He's a TD guy, right?
Yeah.
I think he had like 700 yards rushing last year, but he had like 13 touchdowns or something like that. The guy's just going to fall into the end zone. I don't see him getting a ton of yards. He's not a yard, reception guy or anything like that. This is just strictly based off of touchdown numbers.
Right. And I think, he had 7 rushing and 1 receiving last year, if this is correct.
That's it?
Yeah.
Man, I thought he was higher.
I did. I thought so as well.
But he's number 29, right?
I was high on him last year, that to say the least.
All right. What do you got? Who you got at 29?
29, A.J. Dillon.
Okay.
Yeah. Went ahead and put A.J. Dillon in there. I got, let's be honest, the 21 through the 30 group that I have here, I don't really care. But I don't care. But you know what? One of these guys I'm going to call up to the flex position every single week. I guarantee it. I'm going to be like, who's my flex guy? And it's going to be one of these guys.
All right. Who do you got at 28?
28, Brian Robinson.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay.
At number 28. We're talking PPR format, and I think the guy that's going to take all the receptions there is Jarrett McKinnon. But I think Pacheco's going to have a bigger year.
Hopefully so.
Overall, I think he'll get you some more touchdowns and things like that.
Yeah. McKinnon is always a threat to fantasy football, managers. You know what I mean? It's like you can't really go full on Pacheco because there's McKinnon that's going to score a touchdown every single game, right? It's going to be like a little 5-6 yard flat.
He's your James White type guy,
He
right?
is. And I love James White.
Not as
cool.
Not as good,
cool, yeah.
right? He's kind of like I don't want to call him like a low rent James White.
Don't
right?
I said
do
that.
I don't want
don't
to.
do that. Don't.
But
do that.
I don't have McKinnon in my top 30.
Nice.
But yeah.
But for me, Pacheco, I got him at 27, so right there, close
Okay.
to you and whatnot.
At 27, I got Dameon Pierce.
Okay.
I'm not expecting a ton out of that Houston team this year. Now he did have 939 yards rushing last year, 4 touchdowns, 30 receptions for 165 yards, and go ahead and tack on another receiving touchdown there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see a lot.
I mean, that's not terrible numbers. Especially he was on a Houston team.
No, and he was
awful.
a lot ranking wise. He was higher.
Yeah.
I just don't expect him to be as good this year.
Oh, okay.
So.
I got him ways higher, but not out of this 21 to 30 bums that I'm sitting around with.
All right, did you give me your 27 yet? Where are we at?
27 is Isaiah Pacheco for me.
Okay, yeah. 26.
Got James Cook.
Okay.
Who do you got? I thought you were pointing to me. You're awfully close to me. Look at this hand. This hand just keeps getting closer, and I keep getting further away.
I'm just trying to.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to.
At 26, I got J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
He's the number 2 running back there to Lamar Jackson.
Don't be jerk.
It's a run first team.
Yeah.
But he has issues staying healthy. He's also got some. He's not happy with his contract.
Delusional contract issues.
He does.
Dude, he's ranked like 18th, like say on Fantasy Pros right now. And yeah, no, I have him higher because of the talent, but I dropped him. I dropped him pretty far down from where they,
Okay.
I just
At 26, you got.
26 James
Cook. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. 25, I got Miles Sanders.
Okay.
He's with the new team this year. He's with Carolina.
My mind just like went somewhere else. It's like I don't know. I thought it was like the other Miles that played for the Cowboys.
Miles Austin.
Miles Austin. I go, he's not in the league. It's like,
dated Kim Kardashian.
oh god, that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
And you never heard of him again.
Beautiful eyes.
Oh, he's gorgeous, man.
They're gorgeous.
He's
gorgeous man.
Gorgeous man.
But no, he's with the Panthers team that has shown the ability to run the ball regardless of who's back there.
Mm-hmm.
Now they definitely ran the ball better when CMC was back there, but last year after they traded him, they still had a good run game.
Right.
So he's the guy there. They don't have Deontay Foreman's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's Miles Sanders backfield.
Yeah.
So
and who knows? I got him a little bit higher, but yeah, no, I just
at 25.
25 Alexander Madison.
Okay, all right.
Which he could very well be higher or lower depending on what you think. He's always been a great handcuff to Dalvin Cook, but in limited 2-game spurts, and he could be a lot worse. But he could be even better.
Yeah, I'll talk about him here in a second when I get to him.
All right.
At 24, I got Cam Akers. They did just sign Sony Michel there.
Mm-hmm. Which that puts a little bit of a dent in my rankings because I have him a little bit higher, and I think that not drop him out of the top 30, but it moves him where someone is going to fall off this list. Probably Brian Robinson or probably Isaiah Pacheco if I had to re-rank him.
Wouldn't it be your number 30 guy?
Yeah, but I'm re-ranking in my head as I'm going. Like I got Tetris going, and then I got some other things happening. I got some issues over here.
With Cam, I mean, he's the lead back out there. He finished the season great after spending some time in the doghouse there.
He got out of that doghouse.
And that doesn't typically happen. Like once you get in Sean McVay's doghouse, you end up going somewhere else. I mean, a la Jared Goff, right?
I mean, let's be honest. McVay should be in his own doghouse at this point because he's colossal implosion problems. You know what I mean?
Well,
he can't get out of his own way.
They sold their soul for that Super Bowl.
They did. Would you sell your soul for a Super Bowl?
I mean,
as a Lions fan wearing Lion garb right now, or do you think it's just imminent?
It's just happening.
Okay, so it's going to happen. You don't need to sell your soul, but
maybe I already sold it. I don't know, man.
Okay. All right, we'll get to that. What are we on, 24?
24.
Rashad White.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring in
I
a
got
little
him.
Tampa Bay action.
So let me go ahead and throw this out here because my next two guys you've already had on your ranking.
Okay.
I got Alexander Madison at 23.
Okay.
And I have Rashad White at 22.
Okay.
With Madison, he's the top dog there. I actually think kind of 23 is kind of like a ceiling for him. I do kind of expect him to be higher. They're really high on him out there in Minnesota.
He could be top 10. He really could be.
I don't think that he can. Top 15, I think, is kind of his ceiling.
Give it 15? Okay.
I think right there.
I can buy that.
Right around there. I don't see him breaking into the top 10.
Like, what if he just goes bonkers this year?
Cooks
out of the way. He gets the full season to himself. It's obviously with you, you're not saying the sky's the limit for this guy, but, relatively telephone pole.
It's a pass first team to Justin Jefferson, and then they just added Jordan Addison to the team as well. So I think you've got some good receiving options there, TJ Hawkinson. So I think it's just a matter of
Madison can catch a ball too. He can catch a ball.
The football can only go around so much, though.
It can.
Right? There's only one football.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then with Rashad White, Leonard Fournette's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. It's kind of this is his team now, right?
Yeah.
He had 481 yards, a TD, 50 catches for 290 yards and 2 TDs there.
He can get some work in. He really
I think
can
he
this
can
year.
definitely get some work in. I think the thing he has kind of going against him is Baker's the quarterback out there.
It eliminates the throwing threat, even though you got like top tier receivers, and you're talking about how the quarterback can't get the ball to him. So it's like, okay, now we got to watch the run because they're going to run it maybe just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit more.
I think
so.
Yeah. Who do you have at 20? Where are you at?
23.
23. Who do you have?
David Montgomery, my guy.
Wow.
But he's playing for Detroit, and I don't trust Detroit at all. Like, I don't, because I got another Detroit running back higher. I got another one
Wow.
higher. Oh, yeah. And I love Montgomery.
I'm just shocked you have him so low.
So low. Oh, so you don't even have him ranked?
No. I have him ranked higher.
Oh, okay. So you're talking.
I'm shocked
CB.
you have him ranked so low.
Yeah, and I love Montgomery.
I didn't say so high.
So I'm like, well, the higher number than one.
I'm just.
So you got him in your top 10?
I have him. I'm just gonna say I have him higher.
That's
okay?
That's why.
We'll get into it when
I
I get to him.
Yeah.
No, you can't trust me because I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You look at the crap he put up on a crappy Bears team.
Here's my question, real quick, before we go any further. Do you have Gibbs or Montgomery ranked higher?
People, you're just gonna have to wait.
Okay, because I got the Rook. I got the
be
Rook higher.
patient.
All right, let's go. Who do you got for 23?
I said Matheson, and then I have White at 22.
Oh,
so we're at your 22.
22, which was no. So who's your 23? Yo, Mattinson. All right, cool.
22 is White.
22, James Conner. So you had him at 29. I got him up there because I do. Who else is Who else is running the ball out there? Who's catching the ball? Who's falling on the touchdown? He could have done. Who's falling into the touchdown? Who's falling in the end zone?
Who is falling into the touchdown?
I
wish we knew.
Big fan of Connor. I think he's going to do good this year. I don't know. Is Murray going to be there, or is he going to be playing Call of Duty? If it's double XP week, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, then when does he come in? Right? He's recovering from the injury.
Yeah. He's still hurt.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
21. It almost pains me a little bit to put this guy this low.
It hurts you?
It hurts me a little bit. And I definitely think this is a floor for this guy.
Okay.
Because I think he's going to be in an upgraded offense this year, but Alvin Kamara at 21.
Didn't even rank him. I threw him out.
Wow.
Because I don't care. That's how hurt I am of him.
I mean, he had 897 yards rushing, 2 TDs.
He's going to be suspended
57
anyways, right?
catches for 490 yards and 2 TDs there.
Yeah.
I think you're running with a better offense with Derek Carr there.
I would say so. I agree.
And so I think that's going to do nothing but help him.
Slant man's back. I just wonder if he's going to get suspended. That's why I left him off as well. Because I don't know what's going to happen to him. Obviously, they've already seen the video. Everything's out there. So you're just waiting for punishment at this point. So
maybe.
When's it coming? You know what I mean?
Should have came already.
Yeah, I know. But you know what's weird? They'll punish the gamblers before they do the assault.
And before you give me your 21, I just got to go ahead and throw my number 20 out there because it's his backfield partner.
Okay.
In Jamal Williams.
Okay.
He had over 1,000 yards rushing, 17 TDs. He's not a reception guy. He had 12 catches for 73 yards last year.
Don't even have him on here.
He's a TD hawk.
Yeah, don't even have him on here.
He's going to get all of his points from...
You think they're going to utilize him the same way Detroit did? I mean, all his points came from touchdown, which he led the league last year.
He
How
had
many touchdowns
1,000
was it?
yards, 17.
17? So because he led the league, right, by far. But I don't see him doing anything close to what he did last year. Not even
No,
remotely
but
close.
I could see him getting 12 touchdowns.
12? Maybe.
800 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Oof.
That's a good year.
You're splitting the backfield with a better running back than what you had to go against. And Swift was always hurt, right? Swift was hurt most of last year.
Kamara's been hurt a lot here lately.
But you're saying he's going to be the better. Or wait, you had Williams ahead of who?
I've got Williams ahead of Kamara.
Okay.
One spot.
Okay, one spot.
21 and 20.
Last year, the discrepancy was huge between the two, like Swift and
Right.
Jamal. So, but yeah, no, okay, I got you. I ain't even got him on. I ain't got him on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your 21 and 20?
21 is Cam Akers, and then 20 is Dobbins. Now, I could have put Dobbins a lot lower, but I don't trust him being healthy. I don't trust the contract dispute. I don't trust anything. But I was like, he's better than these other people, I think, to a certain extent, which I'll probably reshuffle one more time. But this is, this is June. We're talking about this in June. So I'm hoping that he does get it because he could be number one running back. He really could do some damage. And but I'm going to pause right there because some of these guys, when it comes to contracts and they're not happy about it, he's missed more games than he's played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Number 19, I've got, it's a guy coming off of an injury that a lot of people have a lot higher than this, but Breece Hall.
Okay.
I like Breece Hall, but he's coming off an ACL. Your first year back from an ACL.
Young kid, though.
Unless you're Adrian Peterson, isn't good.
Wasn't he like 28 or 27 or something like that when AP?
Oh, yeah. No, he was old.
He was old.
Right.
Yeah, he was old.
And came back with a huge year the year after.
Oh,
but,
what a beast.
I mean, Breece Hall's still not cleared for full play and things like that. So we'll see. I just couldn't put him as high as everyone else has him because of the injury, and you don't know what's going to happen with that.
I went a couple spots higher than what he's going for right now just because of the injury and him coming back. But, yeah. All right.
19, who you got?
19, Dameon Pierce.
Okay.
I think he's just going to be the guy. You know what I mean? There's nothing really else going on down there in Houston. He's going to score a handful of touchdowns. He's going to run the ball. He's going to score. He's going to get yards, passing and running. So, yeah, I got him at 19.
Okay. Number 18, I got another guy coming off of an injury that a lot of people have a lot higher. Tony Pollard.
Okay.
Coming off the broken leg.
It's
in
tough.
the playoffs, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, it hurt the last game of the season for them, right?
Yeah.
And coming back and being ready to play and then having everything, I don't know, man. I don't see it. Now, as we get closer to the season, those two guys could definitely shoot up my board a lot, depending on how the recovery is going. But as of right now, I felt conflicted to put them that high, like, honestly.
I got him half of that higher because I expect him to come back fully healthy. He's the head dog there now. So, yeah, moving on.
18?
18. Miles Sanders.
Okay.
So I went ahead and moved him up because, like, you pretty much sold him as the number 18. Lead back there, tons of opportunity. They're going to run it in. He was drowned in a RBBC last year. I mean, you didn't know who was starting. I mean, he might have got the start, but he might have ran the ball in the open play. I didn't see him again until the third quarter.
Yeah.
But I think him moving to Carolina, let's go.
Yeah. Number 17, I didn't know what to do with this guy. And we talked about him for a while. Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
I got him at number 17. 814 yards last year. Not that great of a year rushing. 7 TDs, 60 catches for 441 yards. Tack on another 2 TDs. It wasn't that great of a year last year.
He got hurt, and I think P. Ryan came in and vultured a couple TDs from him. You know what I mean? A handful. P. Ryan's gone. He's moving on over to it's a Denver? Is it Denver Broncos?
I think so.
I think he went to Denver, yeah. So, but no, I got him much higher because I respect the man.
Okay. Who do you got at 17?
17, Jamar Gibbs.
Okay.
Here we go with the lead. This is the lead back out of Detroit. Even as much as I love Dave Montgomery, I need to see what's going to happen because with Detroit, I'm not avoiding the running back game, but they don't know which one they want to use, and you have no idea. I would say Jamal Williams is close to kind of what Dave Montgomery is or whatever. Big boy, going to fall in the end zone, going to get those TDs. Now with Jamar Gibbs, I wanted him for the Bengals. I was like, he's going to be great. We're gonna bring him in. He's going to take over for Mixon. Mixon's, see you later, buddy. Love you. Have a great rest of your career. But no, I got him up at 17. I'm sure you have him a lot higher.
I've got Jamar Gibbs at 16.
16. Okay.
I have him at 16, one spot ahead of you.
Okay.
He's my sleeper of the running backs.
Yeah.
That's that guy that I really think that's a ceiling for him.
If he gets a chance.
He's a PPR machine.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see him lined up as a wide receiver a lot, especially the first 6 games with Jameson Williams out. They've already talked about and he's talked about how Detroit's really expanded his route tree and things like that. I think you're going to see a lot of formations throughout the entire season. We have Montgomery lined up in the backfield, and you got Gibbs lined up as a receiver or something like that. Nice. You're going to see both those guys on the field a lot together.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
And just I'm just expecting a lot of things from the kid this year.
Good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
16, who you got?
Kenneth Walker III.
I have him at 15.
There you go.
1,050 yards, 9 TDs, 27 catches for 165 yards last year. I'm also throwing in there, I just don't trust Seattle running backs.
He's good for rushing. He didn't catch a touchdown last year. Obviously he's going to be the rusher, the main guy, the first 2 down guy. You don't ever trust him. Like when I finally got comfortable again with Seattle running backs, it was my love with Chris Carson.
Right.
Love Chris Carson. I love beast mode as well. I'm a Marshawn Lynch guy as well.
Right.
But, I got him up there. I think he's going to pound it. They got a great offense. They showed it last year, and they're just getting better.
Okay.
Right. So I think it's going to be a nice comment. I'm not saying this guy's top 10. I'm not saying he's top 5. I'm saying he's number 16.
Okay. All right. Who do you got at 15?
Aaron Jones.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers.
I got him a little bit higher.
He could be, for sure. But I think this year you're going to see a little bit of maybe a fall off from the offensive from the Green Bay Packers.
So
we'll talk
I'll
about
just
that.
go and throw this out there. I got him at 13.
Okay, not bad.
With him, I think you don't really have a great quarterback out there. So I think you're going to see less stuff from the PPR, which, he caught 59 passes for 395 yards last year, 5 TDs. Mm-hmm. He had 1,100 yards rushing with 2 rushing TDs.
Who's catching the ball out there anyways?
It's just going to be more running. Christian Watson's the guy out there, right?
Oh,
that's
the rookie last year.
alpha,
He's the second year.
I think you're going to see more running, less PPR. So
his value kind of goes down in PPR leagues, but it keeps steady in standard leagues and things like that.
At 14, I got Najee Harris.
Okay.
He looked better the second half of the year, recovering from that foot injury and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just over 1,000 yards rushing, 7 TDs, 41 catches for 229 yards, and another 3 TDs there.
Pickett, what are you going to do?
Right. And now, granted, they always figure out what they're going to do there out there. And they're always in the contention.
Yeah,
but
it'd be good for a dump pass.
I'm not sold on the guy this year. So who do you got at 14?
I actually have him higher. Travis Etienne Jr.
Okay. All right.
Got him in the 14 hole. Some people have him a little bit higher, 12, 13. I'm like, I think I'm comfortable with 14.
Okay.
That's just where I am. And he had a pretty solid year last year, but he also had some games where he wasn't that great. I think he shined towards the end of the year. He started off hot, then got a little cool. And then towards the end of the year, you're talking about a guy that had 5 rushing touchdowns. 0.
He missed a little bit of time with injury?
He did.
Yeah.
But you're talking, what is it? How many yards? 1,125 rushing yards, but he only got in the end zone 5 times. It's because sunshine is in the quarterback. He's going to run it in. So he affects his points.
35 catches for 316 yards. Yeah, I got him a little bit higher. Mm-hmm. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. I got him as my number 11 back.
Okay.
I kind of expect a little bit increased productivity this year with the increased pass game. I think that will open up the run game a little bit more, and he's the guy there.
And the confidence out there, I think.
At the beginning of the season, you had a little bit of James Robinson in him.
Mm-hmm.
James Robinson's not there anymore. There's no one else there. It's just him.
Yeah,
so.
He's gone.
13, I talked about what was your guy that you just said?
I got Breece Hall at 13.
Yeah, Breece Hall at 13.
You had him at 19. I was like, I got him a little bit higher and about 6 spots higher. So I got him at 13. I got him ranked as he's coming back 100%. That's where I have him ranked. If he comes back and it's close to opening day, he's still got that question mark on him. Not sure if he's 100%. Yeah, he's going to start slipping because I'm just not going to deal with it. If he's still injured as the season starts, he might just be on my avoid list.
He's one of those guys that I'm throwing out there and saying let your friends draft him.
Yeah. Let them do it.
Let them do it because with where he's going in drafts, I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel you.
Yeah. 12? 12?
12. Najee Harris.
Najee Harris, okay, all right.
And you had him at 14.
Yeah.
I got him a little bit higher. And I think it's just he's going to be a product of, one, he's going to get in the end zone. Pittsburgh's they're going to have a little bit of trouble this year, but he's going to be the guy that's on the goal line. He'll also be the guy that gets a ton of dump off passes. So PPR, I think he's going to be a machine. I think he could be top. I think he'd be top 5. I think somehow he could slip into top 5. Let's say guaranteed he could slip into top 10.
Really?
If he has a crazy year where he just balls out of control, maybe top 5. These other guys, handful of them got to get hurt, which a couple people that I have on here generally gets hurt throughout the year. So, but yeah, number 12 right now, I feel pretty solid about it.
Number 12, I told you, like, when I was doing my rankings, I was like, I had my number 12 guy, and I wrote down underneath him, I don't like him, Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
He had a monster year this year. 1,600 yards rushing, 12 TDs, 33 catches for 398 yards. I just don't see him duplicating that, especially with a downgrade at the quarterback.
Yeah.
One, you don't know who the quarterback's going to be.
That's a problem.
Because Jimmy G's not even healthy yet.
Yeah. They're already exploring, I think there were some news stories that came out today, and it was about Dallas trading away one of their backups to send out there. Like, was it Cooper Rush? Sending Cooper Rush to the Raiders. And then
Cooper Rush out there, I'm all in.
I mean, well, here's the thing with Josh Jacobs. He had 0 receiving touchdowns, but he had 53 receptions for 400 yards, so that's respectable, right? But
I had him down for 33.
33? I got 53 right here, according to Yahoo.com. That's your favorite website ever on earth.
Maybe I got him mixed up with someone next to him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Number 11?
I told you I have Travis Etienne there.
Etienne's right there. I got Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay.
And I could totally put him higher. I do love Ramondre Stevenson. I do love him. I could put him in the 8 hole, to be honest. But I got him at 11 because I like the guys that are in front of him. I'm giving a rookie a chance in the top 10. I put him in the top 10, giving him a little love, showing him a little love. But Stevenson's always going to have a nice little piece of my heart. Yeah, those New England running backs that catch pass. Little James Cook love. Come on.
Number 10. We're into our top 10. Number 10, I got David Montgomery. Number
James
10.
Cook?
I don't know. David Montgomery is my number 10.
Okay.
Last year with Chicago, he had 800 yards rushing, 5 TDs, 34 catches for 316 with another TD. I just see his numbers being better.
Yeah.
Like,
James White. That's what I was trying to say. James White. I was like, damn it.
Give me somewhere like around 1,200 yards rushing, and the touchdowns are going to go up from 5 to probably somewhere around 10 or 11, honestly.
I think with them splitting and just being, you don't know what's going to happen. I feel like when they had Montgomery, I was like, oh, man, here we go. I'm excited. I'm excited. I was like, I'm going to go after Montgomery when I can because I loved him on the Bears. He won me a championship as well. He was one of those guys that everybody's kind of sleeping on. I go, he's going to do it this year. He's going to do it. And now with them having Gibbs, you got Montgomery. I don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. What's going on in that head coach out there? But if you draft this guy so high, don't be surprised if he lands in the 30 hole and Gibbs lands in the 5 hole. You know what I mean? But anyway,
I think you're going to see a good split between the two.
Okay,
so
cool.
Number 10, who do you got?
Number 10, we got Bijan Robinson.
Okay,
went ahead and put the rookie in there. Now he could be. Some people have him a lot higher, like in the 4, 3, 4, or 5.
I saw that.
I'm like, I'm going to do 10. We'll start him off. We'll start him off at 10. If he's that great, we'll see where he goes. I'm going to let someone else draft him if it's going to be something like that. I'm not going to pay the premium for a rookie running back going to Atlanta. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Because, Patterson was out there. Patterson was out there. Then you had the backup, Tyler Algier.
Yep.
And they both did great out there. With nobody at quarterback, they still did good. But you didn't know, towards the end of the season, you didn't know what the hell was going on, and you just wanted to avoid that whole situation. So I put Bijan Robinson at 10.
Okay. Number 9, I got our man Ramondre.
Okay.
Which is crazy because I don't typically trust New England running backs, but Damian Harris isn't there anymore. They had signed James Robinson, but they've already cut him.
Yeah, you got to get cut.
He's the guy. He had 1,000 yards rushing last year, 5 TDs, another 69 catches for 421 yards. He's kind of my wild card.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a lot higher, I think. He could also be a lot lower.
Yeah, if I'm going to stretch for someone, especially that's not in the top 10 or whatever, that I, on the outskirts or whatever, and I can bring him in, is Stevenson's the guy.
Yeah. Number 9?
PPR guy. Tony Pollard.
Okay.
I expect him to come back fully healthy. He's the only guy out there. Now, they have, a couple spares behind him.
I mean, they drafted the rookie Vaughn and signed Ronald Jones.
We talked about that, too. It's like, Ronald Jones, I don't see. I mean, what do they just want another Zeke? But then again, if it cuts in time, if Tony Pollard is the standalone number 1 back that's getting all the action because he's been the best running back on the team for like 3 years now. Was it 2 or 3 years? 3 years, 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's top 10 because of the offense they produce, especially in garbage time. Dallas loves garbage time. Big fan of garbage time. But yeah, I put him at 9.
Okay. Number 8, who you got?
Derrick Henry. Did you go?
Oh! I do have right down next to his name, avoid.
Yeah. I'm not trying to draft. Look, every single year I look at Derrick Henry, and yes, he was the number 4 running back last year with 13 rushing touchdowns. You're talking 1,500 yards. No, I don't want him though.
I want people to draft him over. Here's my thing. He had almost 400 carries last year, 400 touches. He had 1,500 yards rushing, 13 TDs, and 33 catches, 398 yards. The guy had just a ton of touches, and typically what your guys are your top 2 in touches aren't great the next year. Yeah. And that's him, and that's Josh Jacobs.
I think our numbers are off because I'm pulling directly from fantasy and what happened during the season of fantasy, and I think you're pulling season totals.
I pulled all my numbers off of Yahoo.
Okay, because I have Derrick Henry here for 349 rushing attempts, 1,538 yards, 13 touchdowns. He had 13. Okay, I thought you said over 400. I'm sorry.
I said almost 400 touches.
Oh, okay.
Counting the rushes and the receptions.
Okay. Yeah, almost. All right.
Yeah, almost 400.
Right,
almost.
We're there.
Almost.
There you go.
But I got him down as my avoid. Now, if I can get him in the 4th or 5th round, I'll take him.
Yeah, and he's not going to be there.
But it's an avoid situation, right? Yeah. This isn't don't draft. Like for me, Josh Jacobs, I'm not drafting him. Mm-hmm. He's not my avoid. I'm not drafting him. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry is my avoid. If I can get him in the 4th or 5th round, I'll take him.
Okay.
Number 7. I've got your boy Dalvin Cook.
Oh,
and I'm telling you right now, I don't care what team he goes on.
Depends on the team he goes to, and I can totally see it.
I don't care what team he's on.
Yeah, you know how much it hurt me to put him at 30.
He's had 1,100 yards rushing the last 3 seasons. Hasn't played a full season in those seasons. Yeah. He had 8 TDs and 39 catches for 295 yards and 2 TDs last year.
He's such a legend, though. He's such a legend.
And he's jaded.
Just smooth out there.
He's just jaded.
Just looks so damn good out there running that ball. The Braves just dancing.
Yeah. I don't care what team he's on. Give me him at number 7. Number 6.
Number 6, I got Josh Jacobs.
Or did you give me your 7?
7, Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon, okay.
Who dey?
I don't know.
But no, I like Mixon. We were talking about it earlier. You know what? I'm going to rank him up there in the top 10 just because P-Ron's gone. Now, there is a rookie behind him. They drafted in the 5th round. I don't think he's going to cut in on the action, but maybe. I don't know. But give me the love. Give me that PPR love for Joe Mixon.
Drew Bledsoe said that when they drafted Tom Brady in the 7th round. Who's this kid?
Who's this loser? Well, yeah, no.
7th round, I got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I got Mixon up there.
All right.
I'm a PPR guy, and he's a PPR legend.
In your 6?
Number 6 is Josh Jacobs. Yeah, so Josh Jacobs, I got him up there. Not to say that he's going to have the same year, finishing 3rd, out of running backs last year, but I think he totally can finish out 6th. They got to work out the running back situation. This is contingent that they find a competent quarterback, and it's Jimmy G, or there's someone else that's competent to get through the season.
Okay.
Now, they don't sign somebody. They got Cooper Rush coming out there. Maybe he still stays 6, maybe goes to 10. If they got some other jackwagon out there, I don't know, man. It could go so wrong. It's June, so let's all just have some fun.
Number 6, I got Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
We talked about it. Atlanta was really good with the run no matter who they put back there last year. Now you've got your workhorse. Now you got your guy. I just expect him to do really good things. Mm-hmm. Now, our top 5 are the same. Now, do we have them in the same order? Because you haven't named any of the top 5 guys that I have down here. So let's get into it. At number 5, you have...
I have Jonathan Taylor. I got him at 5.
I don't have him at 5.
Just because of the simple fact that, I don't know, man. What's he going to do? I just want to know is he going to be healthy? Is he going to get through the season? I think things are out in Indianapolis are an absolute train wreck right now. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's at QB. They got,
it's going to be Richardson.
It has to be, right? After week 1, it's Richardson. You think the fans are going to be chanting for Richardson to get in the game after the second quarter? But I put him in there. You probably have him at 4, or if possibly 3. You can't have him any higher than that. I know you don't.
Okay, I got Nick Chubb at 5.
Okay.
1,500 yards rushing, 12 TDs, 29 catches for 239 yards. Kareem Hunt's gone.
Yeah.
And I expect the pass game to be improved this year. Mm-hmm. I don't expect it to be great. Now, it could be with Deshaun Watson, but I expect it to be better than it was last year, which will only help him out.
Yeah, to
kind of
knock
take
off
some
all
of that
rust.
pressure off of him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I got him at number 5. And number 4, and this is a guy you want to keep your eye on and find out what's going to happen. This could definitely change between now and then, but I got Saquon Barkley at number 4.
Okay.
You don't know what's going on contract-wise. Number-wise, the guy does it, right? 1,300 yards, 10 TDs, another 57 catches for 338 yards. Second year in this offense that they're running out there, Daboll's offense. I definitely expect him to be improved this year. It's just a matter of if he plays.
And I do have Chubb at 4 because of the fact that, homeboy's gone. And I think Deshaun Handjob Watson's going to be a little bit better this year. He's got the rust off of him.
Right.
I expect Chubb to be solid. Solid 4 hole. He could move up to 3, I think, because that's exactly where I got Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
And Saquon could just say, I'm not playing. If you don't pay that guy, he's not asking for like a massive contract.
He doesn't want to reset the running back
Yeah,
market.
he doesn't want to.
I talked about it when I did my fancy breakdown for the Giants a couple weeks ago. He just wants to be compensated fairly.
Yeah.
So, at number 3, I got Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
861 yards, 4 TDs last year, 28 catches for 143 yards. You're going to have Richardson out there at QB. Just be careful. Like, I'd almost let my friends draft him.
Yeah.
Like
if I got put on the clock and I'm looking
really
at it,
bite you in the butt.
I would almost skip him. Like I'd almost skip him,
like
even though he's got great talent.
With again, we're talking PPR. So if I'm talking PPR, there's some receivers out there I would rather go and grab over him.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that too.
Like if I'm sitting there, let's say it's a second round and he's still sitting there, I might pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Like depending on who's gone off the board yet. I might pull the trigger in the second round, so I'm not avoiding him too much, right? Mm-hmm. But I have him as my number 3 receiver or running back.
Okay,
so,
nice.
So that takes us to number 2 and number 1.
Yeah, you know what I got. Well, actually, you know what? You might actually have someone. So number 2, I have Austin Eckler that I was going to actually put in first.
Okay, so I have Eckler and then I have CMC.
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, there you are. So yeah, I thought about actually sliding in Eckler into the number 1 hole because he actually finished number 1 last year.
107 catches, 722 yards, 8 TDs there. Running 915 yards, another 13 TDs. There's nobody else there running back wise.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. And they've only kind of, drafting Quentin Johnson, I think helps improve the pass game because you still got Mike Williams there. You still got Keenan Allen there. Look for Justin Herbert to rebound this year. I think that's only going to help Austin Eckler's case to have another 100-plus yard receiving season.
And you don't be alarmed if you see him in the first spot. Like he could seriously go number 1. He could finish the season number 1. He's already done it before, and he can absolutely do it again.
Yep.
The number 1 we have CMC. Solid team, and he's just killing it out there, having the time of his life.
A better team, his numbers on San Francisco were a lot better than his numbers with Carolina.
That's what happens when you get a general all-around better team around you.
Now, keep an eye on him injury-wise and things like that. This might be a guy that if you go ahead and draft him, maybe you spend that later round pick on Elijah Mitchell for the handcuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know.
It's always worth it. It's always worth it.
In this case, with this guy on this offense, right? But I like CMC. I mean, 1,100 yards rushing, 8 TDs, another 85 catches for 741 yards, and 5 TDs receiving. He might throw a TD on you.
He probably will. He'll throw it if there's a prop bet or whatever for him to throw over like a half a 0.5 touchdowns. I'm taking it. Give me the over.
Right,
he'll do it.
He's going to throw.
Same thing with Derrick Henry.
He's going to throw a TD or 2 to Debo, or maybe he throws one to Brock Purdy. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But I just like CMC.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
I think you saw rejuvenated CMC last year when he got traded to San Francisco, and I just look for him just to have another solid year.
So much more life.
So before we end this real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and mention the fact that I don't have any running backs from the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Bills, the Broncos, or the Bears on my ranking.
Yeah. I mean, Khalil Herbert almost made it. He was real close to 30. But, I don't have anybody. I'm just like, no.
There's just
with the Dolphins, let's go ahead and be honest, it's always a crazy running. It's a crowded backfield. You don't know who's going to be the starter. You don't know who's going to get all the handles. or the carries, the pass. I mean, you don't know. It's crazy. Like, Dolphins had you blowing your brains out every single week.
But I will say, if you throw Dalvin Cook on that Dolphins team, I got Dalvin Cook at 7, and I'm keeping him there.
There you go.
That's
you know,
that, if you put Dalvin Cook on any of these teams,
he's 7.
He's still. It might be like 10 with the Bears. Okay, but with the Broncos, the Bills, I wouldn't see him going to the Eagles because they already have so many running backs there. But I'd still have him ranked at like 10 with the Eagles.
That's a stretch. That's a super stretch.
I don't know, man. But that's our rankings, guys. What do you guys think about it? Leave us a comment if you're watching the video. If you're listening to the podcast, shoot us over an email, strikeupbeer@gmail.com. Make sure you guys drop that follow. We definitely appreciate it. And if you're feeling nice, leave that little 5-star review. It won't hurt. Mm-hmm. It won't. But as always, guys, I'm Alan.
Rep Dave.
We'll talk to you guys later. Deuces. Thank you for listening to SB Fantasy Football Podcast.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.